Hello and welcome to How Not to Draft Magic the Gathering. Today we are doing another March of the Machine quick draft, so let's go ahead and get on into it and see how I screw things up today. Alright, so here we have our first pack, and oh my god, what a pack this is. This pack has a lot of goodies in it. Preening Champion, just an amazing card. A 2/2 flyer for 3 that brings in an elemental, great for Convoke decks. Skyclave Aerialist, All-Star in the Transform decks for white or for blue-green. Phyrexian Awakening, like we said, gives Phyrexian's Vigilance, Incubate 4, amazing card. But we're going to start things off with one of my rares, and that would be either Jeru and Hazaret, which rewards you for going Hellbent. Whenever it attacks, look at the top 6, exile a legendary, and put the rest on bottom. So you kind of have to build around it a bit to get your hits. You really want to go for legendaries. Luckily, we have the Multiverse Legends in this set, which are a ton of legendaries. They're all legendaries, actually. This one being Skithrix, 4/4 flying infect, black to give it haste, double black to regenerate it. I mean, that is just amazing. Honestly, I think Skithrix is the better card here, but I am going to go with Jeru and Hazaret, I do believe, for 2 reasons, neither of which have to do with the draft. So, I mean, pack 1, pick 1, and I'm already punting. But Jeru and Hazaret, being from March of the Machines, is the set that I am more focused on collecting than the Multiverse Legends, so I'm not necessarily too sought after the Multiverse Legends. And I currently have the daily quest on Arena to cast white and red spells, which should not factor into my decision making process at all, because I can just do that with a constructed deck later on. But for both of those non-draft reasons, I am leaning towards Jeru and Hazaret. And drafts, normally you get rather low on cards in hand anyway, so it does have it is going to trigger. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of legendary cards in this set outside of the Multiverse Legends. Alright, pack 2, we've got, Kenra Spell Spear, alright. Definitely good in the blue-red spells deck, but an all-star nonetheless. Or we could go for Zeta-Hedron Grinder. It is a legend for Hazaret to hit. Overgrown Pest, very good for mana fixing early in the draft. Definitely look for these guys, because you're not necessarily sure what your colors are going to end up being. Invasion of Dominarius, ETB gain 4 life, flips into a Sarah Angel. Not a bad card. But I think we're going to go with the Spell Spear here. You just can't beat that value. Okie dokie, that's... My white-red is really drying up. Norn's Inquisitor, definitely a good pick here. Actually goes well with the Kenra Spell Spear. Whenever a permanent transforms into a Phyrexian, it gets a +1/+1 counter, which means that my Spell Spear will actually be a 4/4 Trample Ward 2 prowess. So, I mean, this is definitely going to be my pick out of this pack. Honorable mentions would be Deadly Derision, Destroy plus Treasure, Unseal the Necropolis, lets you get stuff back out of your graveyard. Graveyard Recursion is always prime. So these are all really good cards in their own right, but we're going with Inquisitor here. Okie dokie, this pack has not a whole lot. Render Inert, honorable mention, remove counters, can actually complete a battle very quickly. Rada, Coalition Warlord, is a legendary for Hazaret to hit. I believe Enduring Bond Warden is going to be my pick out of this pack. We'll see. Tidal Terror, I definitely want to hit on this guy and all of the other land cyclers, especially early in a draft. These are really good to look out for. They definitely let you splash into other colors, as well as being just great bodies on their own if you're able to actually cast them. So definitely look for the Land Cyclers, great splash cards. Prankster transforms into a Phyrexian. It's another 2-drop with a pretty quick transform. I actually might go ahead and do that over Bond Warden. Just because of the interplay with Norn's Inquisitor, giving it an extra +1 counter when it transforms. And when it dies, it makes your opponent sack something too. So that's definitely not a bad thing. We continue into the pack and find Yargold. If I was in black, that might be fun. But as far as our colors, we're going to be going with either Sunder the Gateway, which is decent removal. There are a lot of artifacts. All of the incubators are artifacts. Plus, then they transform with Norn's Inquisitor. Will give them an extra +1 counter. Or the Sigiled Sentinel is a 3/3 Vigilance for 3. So I think we're going to go with Sunder the Gateway here because of the potential for removal aspect. Sigiled Sentinel, definitely a good creature to have, especially on curve. But I think Sunder the Gateway will be my pick because the Incubator synergizes with Norn's Inquisitor, and the sorcery nature of the spell synergizes with the Spell Spear, and so I just think that's going to be better in my deck than the Sentinel. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is a bad pick or not, along with any of the other picks I make here. Not a whole lot in this pack. We've got Timberland Ancient, Forest Cycling. Once again, watch out for those. My colors are pretty dry. I might have to move out of white-red, but for now we'll go ahead and take the Scroll Shift. Another Scroll Shift versus coming in hot. Honestly, I think I'm going to take the land here. White-red seems to be drying up. I'm probably going to have to move into other colors, and so this will let me do that while still keeping kind of on theme. Although coming in hot probably would have been a good pick there. Onaki Javelineer is a good way to get some reach, and not just like the blocking flying kind, but as the game stalls out, he can just deal 2 damage to your opponent. Or we can go with Knight of New Coalition, which is 2/2/2 Vigilance for 4. I mean, it's not bad. But I think I'm going to go with the Javelineer to get that extra damage effect. Alright, this pack has not a whole lot. We've got Inspired Charge, which will give us a little bit of an overrun effect. I'm going to go with Skittering Surveyor here. Like we said, my colors seem to be drying up, so Skittering Surveyor is another one of those cards that will let you splash quite easily, along with giving you a body, so we're definitely going with that. Alrighty, so here we've got Zeta Hedron Grinder, the Remosian Greatsword. I think Hedron Grinder is going to be my pick. Although giving some of this stuff trample might be a good way. You know what? Yeah, let's go with the sword. Generally, I'll take a creature over an equipment. Heck, I'll take just about anything over an equipment. But I think the trample here has a chance of being good. Spell Spear already has trample, so obviously not for him, but something like Prankster, which already has a high power, or Javelineer, which has a high power, or Jeru and Hazaret that really wants to attack, will get them a chance to push some damage through. So let's go ahead and see how the Greatsword does, and the Convoke aspect will make it a whole lot cheaper to get onto the battlefield. See here we've got a scroll shift or a 2/2 flying that can auto flip incubates. I mean, that's not really a question. We're going to take the flyer. So this pack has absolutely nada for me. So one of the benefits of Jeru and Hazaret is that you can cast legends off the top of your library without paying their mana cost, which means that Rada Coalition Warlord would possibly be able to be cast without splashing green. Of course, green is certainly a good color to splash. So we'll go ahead and bring that in on the off chance that Jeru hits it. Nothing really here. So we'll just take Crusher for the collection. Actually, no. Let's take Fertilid's Favor. If I end up having to change colors, splashing, this is a card that will let you tutor lands. So if I do have to radically change colors, it will help. Nothing really there, nothing really there. Alright, pack 2, what do we get? Ooh, a lot of white. Okay, so we are keeping on white at least. Another Skittering Surveyor for fixing. Dusk Legion Duelist is definitely going to be our pick here. It's a rare, it's on point, it's on color. Whenever +1 counters are put on it, draw a card. So that works really well with backup, which is actually a white-red staple. I'm surprised I haven't seen more of it. So we're going to go ahead and look at that, and we're going to look into possibly getting some more backup cards to go with it. But yeah, we're definitely taking the rare here. Okay, out of this pack, not really a whole lot. See, Deadly Derision gets an honorable mention, being, like I said, removal plus a treasure is very, very good. Paretic Prankster would be kind of decent in our deck. Volcanic Spite is definitely going to be my pick here. I am very short on removal. I pulled almost none from pack 1, so this will give me some early interaction to help keep my creatures on the field. And we find Furnace Host Charger, which is the Mountain Cycler. We've been looking at the land cycle cards. Thornwood Falls, a dual land. But we're going to be going with Invasion of Regatha here. For 3 mana, it deals 4 damage to a battle or opponent, plus 1 damage to a creature. There's actually a surprising amount of X1 creatures in this set, so it can really hit a lot. And when it flips, the Disciples will let non-creature sources deal an extra 2 damage. So that Volcanic Spite we just got is 5 damage for 2 mana. That's just absurd. So yep, we're taking the invasion here. Hopefully we can get it flipped and get some value out of that. Hangar Scrounger has the backup mechanic on it, which we were looking for with the Dusk Legion Duelist. So that might be my pick here, just because there's really nothing else in the pack. Alright, we got another great sword. Rotting Dreadship is a 4/1 hasty vehicle. Incubate 2, so it actually brings its own crew with it. So that is definitely good. We've got another Sigiled Sentinel. We passed it up before. It does have backup, which is actually more relevant now that we have the Dust Legion Duelist. So we're going to go ahead and hit up with that. Oh my, oh my. Wish I could take 2 out of this pack, but unfortunately I'm probably only going to get 1. So let's make it a good one. We've got Bullslinger, which has the backup ability. Whenever it attacks, tap something down. Or Sunblessed Guardian, which transforms into a Phyrexian Cleric. So this is going to be my pick here for 2 reasons. First and foremost, because it transforms into a Phyrexian, which makes Norn's Inquisitor even better. So instead of being a 3/3, it's a 4/4, and then when it attacks, those clones are also going to be 4/4s. And second, because it works with the backup mechanics like Dusk Duelist. So since we're going more into the backup as well, those cards too will synergize with this one, with those +1/+1 counters adding on to the transformed clones as well. So definitely going to be my pick here, hands down. Bullet Slinger definitely an honorable mention. Cut Short. If I was going to pick anything else, it would be Cut Short, simply because it's removal. It's on color, and I don't really have a whole lot of removal. Actually, Cut Short might be the better pick here, but I'm just going to go with the Guardian and keep kind of on a low to the ground aggro plan. And then this pack has nothing. On color, we've got Beamtown Beatstick, which is actually pretty decent, gives you a treasure and menace. But we're going with Searing Barb, 2 damage to any target. It's kind of overcosted for 3 mana. We do get a 1/1 creature out of it, but honestly, this really should be 2 mana tops. Being 3, it's just really overpriced. But I don't really have a whole lot of potential removal, so this is kind of getting picked by default. We got another Invasion of Regatha. Alright, definitely good to see that. That's 4 damage straight to the face, and if my invasion has already flipped and I draw a second one, that's 6 damage to the face for 3 mana. That's just stupid good. The only thing on color here is Scroll Shift, so I guess that's going to be my pick by default. Being white-red, Scroll Shift is really the only thing I've got here. So my options here are Inspired Charge, which gives everything +2. We are kind of on a go white aggro plan, so that's not out of the realm of possibility. Shana has the option of getting really big because we are once again on that go ride plan, and potentially being a free hit off of Jeru and Hazaret. On the downside, we're going to have to splash for it, but it's that same green splash that we have for Rada, so it's not actually that bad. And so I think I'm going to go with the Critter here, because it has actually a chance of doing something. Since we're going with the green splashes, I'm going to go ahead and take Timberland Ancient here. Being a forest cycling, that gives me a chance to pull out a forest, along with Skittering Surveyor. Basically, I could just run like 1 forest, maybe 2, and between Timberland Ancient and Skittering Surveyor, those gives me other ways to hit it, and so that really will help with a splash. Another Timberland Ancient, okay, sure. Another Great Sword, alright. Kite Sail, an equipment that gives flying, definitely welcome. And an island. Alright, pack 3. And we get Yarok the Desecrated. Okay, that is definitely not on color at all. 3/5 Death Touch Lifelink. Doubles ETB triggers. That is amazing. Wow. Backup happens to be an ETB trigger. Just saying. Hoarding Broodlord. Triple black. So I really can't splash either one of those. So unfortunately, those are both just dead picks. Harried Artisan. Haste transforms into a Phyrexian Flyer. Probably going to be my pick out of this pack. That really hurts. Oh, never mind. Realmbreaker's Grasp. That seems to be some white removal there. I absolutely need that. I can't pick anything else. I have to take the removal. Heal Slasher gets an honorable mention, being backup first strike. I really, 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 really want to take both of these rares. It is hurting me so much, you have no idea. But I need that removal if I'm going to have any chance. See, this pack, we've got Searing Barb, bad removal, coming in hot, kind of decent removal, I guess. Lithomantic Barrage deals 1 damage to a creature, or 5 damage if it's white-blue. These hate cards are, I mean, I love them, just for the flavor. But that would be, and this card would be my pick for this pack, if not for Alabaster Host Intercessor. Plane Cycler, so it'll help you get your mana early in the game. But if you can wait until 6 mana, this card is an O-Ring. So it will just remove your opponent's best thing and give you a good 3-4 body to go with it. So definitely my pick here is Intercessor. Because I need that removal in this deck. But other than that, I would probably go for Barrage, once again for the same thing, for the removal purposes. 1 mana, 5 damage. It's just stupid. This pack has another Harried Artisan, which we said was good earlier. Ren's Resolve is a really good spell in that it gives you 2 extra draws out of your deck. Alabaster Host Sanctifier, a 2/2 lifelink, very good. Elspeth Smite, 3 damage plus exile. I am very short on removal, so that is a very welcome sight. As much as I like and want the flyer, that's 3 mana to cast it, 4 mana to flip it, versus 1 mana to remove something. We're going with Smite and removal, because I need removal. Alright, this is amazing. So we've got Knight of New Coalition, good card. 2 bodies for one card is great. Scroll Shift is a flicker. You could flicker your knight, get another body out of it. But we've been talking removal this whole pack, so let's keep on with the removal. Lithomantic Barrage is where we're going. Mirror Shield Hoplite, absolutely amazing. If I see any of my backup cards, hands down my pick here. I'm not even looking at the rest of the pack, except for Golden Scare Aeronaut, backup flying, great, goes with the plan. Rona, if you're on black-blue, this card's amazing. Inspired Charge, meh. Tarkir Dune Shaper, 1/2 for 1, flips into a 4/3 trample. So, I mean, yeah, put some counters on him with backup with your white-green stuff. He can just be stupid good. But we're going with Hoplite, definitely here. This pack doesn't really have a whole lot on point. We've got Searing Barbs, which we said was a bad shock, or Infected Defectors, probably going to be my pick out of this pack. It's a 4/3 for 5, but when it dies, you get another 4 or another 3/3 out of it with the Incubate token, so it's not necessarily bad. So here we've got Burning Sun's Fury is a decent combat trick, gives 2 creatures +2 in haste. The problem is you're not really going to convoke this because you're tapping down the creatures that you want to give haste to, so that's just kind of stupid. Paretic Prankster, we've got another one of those in the deck, so nice transform card. Sculpted Perfection gets an honorable mention here. Phyrexians gain +1/+1. That would only require 1 black to splash, which by turn 4 is doable. I unfortunately don't. If I had more Skittering Surveyors, I would definitely look into that, but that would be the only way I'd have of pulling out a 1 black source. So I don't think it's necessarily splashable at this point in the draft. Scrap Chomper is a good 1-drop, but I think we're going to go with the Transform here, once again because of some of the other synergies that we've got going on in the deck. Okay, so here we've got Valduk, Keeper of Flame, beginning of combat. For each aura and equipment attached to it, create an elemental with trample and haste. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty good, honestly. I do have some equipment in the deck. We've got Kite Sail, which gives him flying, aka evasion. We've got great swords down here, which can make him big and tramply. But honestly, that's about it. Coming in hot gives +1 and first strike. So drop that on Kenra Spell Spear and just laugh. But the pick here goes to Angelic Intervention. Gives something a +1/+1 counter and protection from the color of your choice. So, I mean, beautiful, beautiful protection spell. Give something that lasts +1 to just run over whatever your opponent's trying to block with. Blow it up. Yeah, just that's definitely where we're going here. This pack, not really a whole lot. I think we're going with the Heal Slasher here just for the backup mechanic. And I honestly think 4 is a pretty light slot. So the only thing in this pack is coming in hot, so we already talked about that. We'll just go ahead and throw it in. It might get cut, but we'll see. Ren's Resolved, we talked about that earlier as a good source of card advantage for red. Of note, it says until the end of your next turn. So I can play it this turn, those cards will stay exiled throughout my opponent's turn, and then I have the chance to untap and cast stuff with it on my following turn. So that makes it actually a lot better than it reads. Nothing on this pack, so we'll just collection draft. Alright, so here we have another Inspired Charge. We've seen so many of those this draft. And a Dune Shaper. As a 1-drop creature, I've only got 3 1-drops in my deck, and those are all spells. So we'll go ahead and take Dune Shaper here as the only 1-drop creature in my deck. Maybe we'll see it, probably not. None of these matter. And a Burning Sun's Fury is on color at least. So for the Boros, we're going to be removing all of our green splashes, which honestly I kind of anticipated doing anyway. So we'll go ahead and take out Skittering Surveyor. Where's Shanna at? Oh wow, I've got a lot of 2-drops. And Kite Sail over down here. And so we'll go ahead and get rid of our 5-drops that don't really do anything for us. And we see here that now that we're cutting on the green, we can even out our mana base by dropping a mountain, adding a plane. So we'll just keep making these cuts. Searing Barb, yeah, I said that was crap, didn't I? Yep, I said that one was crap too. Sunder the Gateway, really? Eesh. Ren's Resolve, it's one we should take out of that too. Actually, we'll go ahead and just drop the planes too. And we'll bring back in Sunder the Gateway because I honestly think I'm going to want that card. So this is what we're going to go with. Very heavy on the 2-drop slot. And we'll see what happens. I'm actually rather happy with this. As we can see, my curve is very, very low. It's most of my deck is 2-drops. I've got some 3-drops and then like 1 4-drop, 1 5-drop. And so like I really don't have a whole lot of top end. I am looking to hit the ground fast and just push through as much damage as I can early. And so that's what we're going to try to do. Alright, so we've got 2 lands and a 2-drop, so we're definitely good to go with this. Hopefully my duelist will take me to victory because I don't have anything else going on in this hand. So we'll go ahead and drop our mountain because I can cast Lithomantic Barrage turn 1 if he drops oh nice, Burn of Godfire. Alright. Well, let's go with the duelist and see what happens. White, black. Okay, so they've got some removal. Hey, that guy looks familiar. Okay, so here we've got some options. We could Volcanic Spite the Guardian to kill it. We could Lithomantic Barrage the Guardian to kill it. Or I could Hanger Scrounger, back up the Duelist, which will actually draw me a card off of his trigger, and then just swing in with a 3/3. And let him block it. No blocks, alright. Costs, what, 5 to transform. Oh, this card again. Alright. Well, I'm not as afraid of Sword once in future since I'm not playing blue-black today. So if I keep up my instant removal, I can kill it before it equips. You know what? I think I'm going to barrage now. So we're going to kill that. Drop my invasion. Up to 1 creature, no. And so now that I have 5 power on board, let's just go ahead and flip it straight out. Great sword maybe? Nah, we'll keep what I've got. I like what I've got. And so that will flip our invasion into Disciples of the Inferno, a 4/4 prowess, and we are well on our way. Alright, well that makes me think he's got some kind of combat trick up his sleeve. Let's go ahead and drop another invasion. That will trigger my prowess, deal extra damage up to him, and we'll just swing out because that's lethal. We'll toss the great sword, hopefully get a land. Yep, okay. Even a plane's even better. So we've got a combat trick coming. Okay, yep, cut short. I said that was a good one. Now opponent's in a very tricky spot because I have 3 lethal creatures and he can only probably cast 1, maybe 2 creatures to block with, so I think I'm in a pretty good spot. And I've got removal to kill one of them, so... Alright, he's gonna kill the Duelist. That's fine, because I still have 2 lethal creatures and he's tapped out. I mean, I could attack my invasion to flip it. Well, I wouldn't even flip it. So yeah, we're just gonna go to face because, I mean, that's game. This is kind of bad, actually. Yeah, I've got my turn 1 and my Duelist, but I have no red for the rest of my hand. Hopefully I'll draw into it. Hey, look, I drew into it. What do you know? So we'll go ahead and drop our Dune Shaper, get some aggro on. Opponent starts off with Daxos. Well, that kind of sucks. So that's going to give him life every time he casts a creature. I cannot let that survive. So that is going to be a good use of some removal here. Unfortunately, that means I don't add to my board, but I can't let him run away with life gain. So we're going to go ahead and drop the Duelist here. I think I'll go with the Flyer, actually. Invasion of Belenon gives him a Knight, and that can flip into an Anthem, so I definitely do want to get that out of here. So Invasion of Urgatha deals 1 damage to target creature. I can transform the Dune Shaper now if I want to. Or I can attack in, bait the block, and then kill it with Invasion afterwards. I think I'm gonna go ahead and change that to Phyrexian. We'll go ahead and transform him. And he's not going to flip the battle this turn, I don't think. So we'll go ahead and push some damage through. go ahead and swing out. Let's pressure his life total. I'm technically gonna kill him next turn if he doesn't do anything. So let's go ahead and drop both of my critters. That'll give me some blocks. And yeah, the opponent doesn't have a way out. Wow. Just kind of ran him over there, didn't we? Alright, we've got mana, we've got creatures, we're good to go. So it's a 1-3. Oh, hello, Hoplite. If I had some well, I do have some backup in hand. We're gonna go with the Guardian first. If I keep going on curve, I can do Hoplite next turn, followed by Heal Slasher, followed by a Transform. Oh, I like that too. I think we're gonna go with Hoplite still. I'm not gonna attack though. Ooh, they've got some black going on too. Alright, so... Alright, so let's go ahead and Heal Slasher. We'll back up Guardian. Hoplite will trigger. We'll back up Guardian. So we've now got a 4/4 first strike. Alright. Bullet Slinger is going to back up. Okay, and then he's going to swing in, probably tap down the Heal Slasher. And so I can trade off Hoplite to... yeah, I think he's done his job. Let's go ahead and trade him off. I could have done Heal Slasher on Guardian and Hoplite, but I don't know. Go ahead and pop him. Let's see, weird, they can transform into a 3/3, so I think we'll go ahead and kill that. Or I could transform. Tell you what, I can transform or smite both at instant speed, so we'll wait on my opponent's turn. If he goes to transform the weird, then we'll do it then. But 6 mana, I can't transform yet. I need 1 more land to transform Guardian. So we'll just attack with the 4/4. So he's going to take the damage. And we're going to wait to see what opponent does before we decide whether to spite or transform. Oh, nice. So, yep, I need to find some way to take that out. Okay, so he's going to tap down the Heal Slasher. That's fine. So that's even. Okay, so he's not doing double damage to anything. Let's go ahead and transform the Bullet Slinger, make it into a 3/3. And we'll go ahead and block it there. Okay, so this is what we were waiting for, so we can now activate him. So he flips into a 6/6 because the Inquisitor gives him an additional +1 counter. He can now attack, make a copy that is also a 6/6, and opponent is in trouble. Alright, we even got rid of Obosh. How did it die? Did that have Death Touch? How did that die? Oh, because he had... oh, because he was odd, so he did double damage. I could have done that better. Alright, well, I messed up on that one. Here we go, we'll swing on in, see what opponent does. Oh good, so he's putting the Marshal in front of the first striker. So the damage will make the first strike lethal. We'll go ahead and bottom Prankster to draw something else, another land. Honestly, I rather would have had the Prankster. Oh, good play. He saves his Marshal. Alright, yep, that's one way of removing a token. Ooh, that Marshal is getting very big. Oh no, he's just going with 2 4/4s. Okay, well, I can't block that this turn. Sunder the Gateway. It'll make me an incubate token, but that unfortunately doesn't do me a whole lot. So we'll go to combat, we'll swing with him. He either lets it go through or he sacrifices something. Oh, he finally read the card, yep. Alright, so there's that. That is a sorcery, so we have to do it now. And we'll end turn. Alright, I don't like that he has mana open. It makes me think he has a combat trick, but I have to block or I die. So we'll just go ahead and block. Alright, so back up Vigilance. Alright. Come on, attack in with your 4/4. Do it, I dare you. Alright, well, unfortunately we are now in a top deck war. I think I just lost. Because now he can tap down Sentinel. If he's got a pump for Wrath, which actually I think Wrath pumps himself, yep. So, I'm dead. Yep, he got me. He's gonna pump everything, swing in, and because my other creature's tapped, there's nothing I can do. Good game. That was really close. Alright, we've got mana, we've got spells, all the way up to Jeru, so let's hope we draw enough mana to get there. And he's on black, green. Alright, well, that kind of sucks. I could drop my 2/1, or I could kill his Recycler. I think he's got better targets, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drop my Prankster. See what happens. Kami, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna block that. Kami is actually a pretty good target for Invasion of Regatha. So we'll go ahead and do that. Kill the Kami. I can swing in at it. I think we're gonna go at face here because I don't really have a whole lot that can turn the invasion or make use of it. Ooh. That's not good for me. Whenever a creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, destroy that creature. Okay. Well, that means that all I have to do is target Hirobi and it dies. I can do that. Maybe I should be attacking the invasion. Because, yeah, I honestly could have had the invasion dead by... Oh, that sucks. He's got himself a 5-5. That is not good for me. Dang it, it's another planes. Yep, I saw that coming. That sucks for me. Alright, well, at least we can make use of all of these planes. I suppose I should have flipped Prankster, huh? Oh well. I could have saved it with intervention, but I really wanted to put that on Jeru and Hazaret if I ever draw another mountain. Although I am kind of in a bad spot right now. I mean, that's fine. If he's gonna +1 that to fight my guy, sure. He can do that, but he still can't attack it. Alright. And guess who has Vigilance and Haste now that I have 1 or fewer cards in hand? Let's go ahead and flip the invasion while I can. Alright, so this is why we saved the Angelic Intervention. We can cast it now. Give Jeru and Hazaret protection from black. Fizzle that spell, go on to combat, swing in at face. And now I've got 2 lethal creatures next turn. Alright, so he's going to not flip Invasion of Morganda because it had 6 battle counters and Render Inert only takes out 5. Alright, so that's 1 creature. 1 creature is not enough to block 2, and we barely made it there. Oh man, that was close. Well, I've got mana, I've got creatures, I even have removal. Wow, this hand has everything. Let's go. They are also on white. Let's go ahead and drop Sunblessed Guardian. And next turn I can back it up, which is going to be amazing. Sure, go ahead and drop Recycler. Okay, I can't back it up. We're going to attack, see if he blocks. Okay, so we can go ahead and do intervention. Give it pro-black. Give it a +1 counter, more importantly, because that +1 counter will translate onto its clone copy. Don't kill it, don't kill it, don't kill it, don't kill it. Okay, it's familiar, that's fine. Crap! I really wanted another land for... I mean, I guess I could do Alabaster Host to make sure I get a land next turn. Oh, this feels bad. Oh, very bad. Well, that sucks. And now I get my... Thank you for being too little too late. Alright, well, this is going about as bad could go. I don't want to cast that, or I don't want to cycle that because I really need the removal. But I am just not getting anything. I mean, opponent's at 7 mana, I'm at 3. Well, I have no choice. If he's got any pump. He doesn't. Oh. 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 Well, once again, don't really have much choice. I should probably save that for the tokens because they're going to be more harmful than that. So yeah, I just can't do anything. I have to cycle him. Get a plains, more importantly, get a shuffle. That still lets me leave up spike. So he's going to transform all of them, and invasion is flipping this turn regardless. Yep. So yeah, we knew that was coming. He is going to swing out with them. All 3. So we'll go ahead and kill one of them. Yeah, we'll tuck an invasion. Draw not a land. Block one of them. And it flips, and I just lose. Still can't draw a land. Holy crap. There are lands in this deck, right? I mean, I'm playing 16 lands. I've seen, let's see, I have 4 in my hands, 4 on the field, so I have 10, 11, 12, plus 4 on the field. I've seen 16 cards. Out of 16 lands, I have seen 4. I've got 12 lands left in the deck, 12 non-lands left in the deck. Like, I've met literally 50-50 odds of drawing lands, and I still can't draw a single land to save my soul. Like, what the hell? And that's an on attack trigger, so, it's just too late for me to do anything. I mean, 7 turns ago, if I drew a land, I would be in a great spot right now. But, I mean, it's just, yeah, that happens. And he's going to just start pumping everything up with the Frazzle Cannon, and there's not anything I can do about it. Because that's an attack trigger, so it just happens. If I kill him, he just equips it onto something else. And so now, if I do draw a land, I still can't cast anything. I mean, maybe Hazard, and it's still not a land. Seriously, it's still, I mean, I just can't. You've got it. If I can't draw a land, I can't play this stupid game. That's just part of Magic. Sometimes you get mana screwed, there's nothing you can do about it. Try not to get pissed off, fail miserably, and just move on. Alright, well, we've got lands, we've got creatures. Let's hopefully draw some red. It would be very nice if I drew a mountain. That's not a mountain. Alright, so they are going to make something really, really expensive. I'd probably go with the Sentinel if I was them. Maybe the Sky Warden, but probably the Sentinel. Or the Guardian. That will rob me of my next turn. The tempo play here would be to rob me of the Sunblessed Guardian, rob me of my next turn. They went for the invasion, so apparently they're protecting their X1s maybe. And I am not drawing lands again this game, so maybe we'll just die here. Alabaster Host, that's fair. Mountain! Yes! Thank you! So let's go ahead and back up the Guardian. That'll make it a 3/3 Vigilance. We can attack in, still keep it back to block if they go for the invasion. Maybe I should have left up Volcanic Spite mana. We'll see. Oh, Botanical Brawler, that's very nice. Oh, this time opponent's mana screwed. I mean, I kind of am too. So let's... I could go for Sky Warden. I think I'm going to Spite the Brawler before it gets too big. We'll toss Great Sword because they know about it. And get not a land. We'll go ahead and go to combat. If he trades with the Sentinel, then good. If not, I do extra damage. We'll go ahead and drop Dune Shaper just because I have nothing else that I can cast. And opponent gets mana screwed just like we did. So the universe balances, even though I was getting mana screwed that game too, but with a low enough curve, you can kind of negate the damage of mana screw. Yep, lands. The potential to get a land if I get mana screwed again, and this time I won't be afraid to cast him on turn 2. Or maybe turn 3, because I've got some turn 2 plays. Alright, looks like opponent did mulligan down to 6, so let's go ahead and start off with our mountain. Or plains, doesn't really matter. Oh nice, they are on blue. I could kill it now, but I want to start getting some aggro down. So now we can Scrounger. We'll back up the Prankster so that it doesn't die when I attack. And we can filter out blue-red. They're probably on spells, so I don't know that they'll have a whole lot of artifacts for me to blow up. We'll go ahead and keep Barrage around because 5 damage to blue. Yeah, we'll tuck Seal, or discard it, I guess, to get Dune Shaper. I would rather have the Seal Gateway. Just under the Gateway. But I really, really want to hit my land drops, so I definitely want to loot away what I can. Invasion of Regatha kills the Hanger Scrounger. Yep. Here we go. So let's go ahead and swing in, see what he does. Nothing. Okie dokie. We'll go ahead and drop Dune Shaper. I've got removal up if he does drop a hasty threat or tries to transform his weird, which he might do. So he is transforming his weird, so let's go ahead and Volcanic Spite it. We'll keep my hand. I like having removal in my hand, so we'll not tuck anything there. Inquisitor is great because I happen to have a couple cards that I can transform. So let's go to combat. We'll go to face. I am feeling kind of good now about where I'm at. I can do that at instant speed, so... Well, those I can't. Whatever, we'll end turn, see what he's got. I thought that was an instant. Vald, Keeper of Flame. We saw him in our draft. I definitely don't want him to get equipped. So we'll go ahead and activate to make our 3/3 Incubator. Let's go ahead and push our tempo advantage by killing Valduk Keeper of Flames. We'll just go ahead and swing everything in. 3, 6, 7, 8. That should be lethal. Oh, wow, that didn't kill it. Oh, I thought Barrage killed it, but it was red, so it didn't. That was my fault. But any blocks he made would have killed it, and so, I mean, I would have had lethal next turn. That's the great thing about running a low mana curve. As long as you've got lands and, like, a creature. Damn, I don't like having double invasion. But yeah, we'll keep. So opponent's got Swamp, which means they're probably pretty removal heavy. But I don't anticipate him hanging around too long. Oh, they've got their own. Yeah, let's just go ahead and transform him. I don't really have anything else to do. I suppose I could have cast my invasion, but, I mean, I don't know. I'm stupid, I guess. He's probably going to transform and swing back for 3. Ooh, Censor, that's not good. I could cast Great Sword. Sure, let's go ahead and convoke that, get that out here. I'm not gonna swing in. Oh, very nice. Well, that sucks for me then. So he's got a 4/4 lined up. I'm gonna go ahead and make this block for one reason only. I've got Regatha to kill the Inquisitor. And with Censor, it's important to note that when you complete a battle or defeat a battle, it does cast when it transforms. So if that Censor is still out and I've already cast a spell, it will counter the invasion when it goes to cast. So we are going to drop Invasion of Regatha. It is going to... Well, he can transform in response to this, so he is going to get a 4/4 out of the deal. Oh, he transformed the 3/3 instead. Okie dokie. I think he might have punted that one. I don't have anything else to do, so let's go ahead and equip here. And I don't think I'm going to attack in. So I'll go ahead and take the 3 here. Another Censor. Damn. Alright. Alright, well, let's go ahead and back up on the Inquisitor. The first strike should make it. So if I attack the invasion, he lets it go and I get nothing, so I'm just going to attack him. Because at least I'll push some damage through. God, that's a sorcery. Oh, non-token artifact. So I think we're going to move the Great Sword over to the Heel Slasher. Swing him in at the invasion? Okay, so he's more likely to let an attack against the invasion go through. That gets me another creature. So with the Censor, I can't cast anything else because I don't have any other non-Phyrexians. But next turn, I should be able to push through enough damage that Disciples will be lethal with Invasion of Regatha. What's that do? Oh, board wipe. Well, that's not good. I guess I should have attacked him. So all I'm going to get is a 2-2 out of this. Unfortunately, he doesn't have haste. I think I'm going to save my invasion, though. See if I can't push through some damage next turn. All I have to do is... well, I have to do 3 damage. So yeah, he's going to incubate. Back up onto itself. Okay. Let's see. 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 mana. I could cast and equip the Great Sword. I think I like that plan. So now this is lethal, so he has to block it. Good, he's blocking it with everything he's got. We'll go ahead and I suppose leave him the Phyrexian. I only dealt 1 damage. It's not good. I do have both great swords still, though. Alright, and that leaves me enough mana for intervention. Unfortunately, I can't attack because he doesn't have haste. But if he does try to kill Dune Shaper, I have an intervention that I can stop it. So he's going to transform into Seraph of New Capenna, probably kill the invasion of Fiora. Huntmaster is fine. Exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Okay, so he is going to sacrifice a creature to exile Tarkir of Dune Shaper, but because this targets it, I can use intervention to give it protection from color. So we will intervention the Dune Shaper, give it pro-black. So now it can't be targeted, and opponent should just scoop here. Yep, there we go. Because next turn I attack with the Dune Shaper, and he either loses his entire board to put himself at 3 life, and then dies to the battle anyway, or he just doesn't have the creatures to block and dies from the damage. So, yep, there we go. Okay, so we are at 6 wins, 2 losses. So this is going to be our last game, and of course, it color screws me. I mean, maybe not. I don't like that I don't have any low creatures and that most of my low creatures are white. I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. I do have Lithomantic Barrage that I could cast going into Heal Slasher on 4. I would still need to draw a mana in order to get there, so I think I'm going to mulligan this, go to 6. And Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? I mean, I have to keep this one. We'll toss Barrage, I guess. I need to draw lands. I need to draw lands. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, we're not completely dead. Alright, yeah, we're definitely going to get rid of that. Let's ship... Let's go ahead and ship the Sky Warden. Because I'd rather do Scrounger and Filter, maybe. Actually, never mind. I'd rather do Spell Spear. So there we go. Let's see what opponent does. I might be able to get Spell Spear really big, because I've got 2 different backup creatures that can target it. War Historian is nice. We found our 4th land, so yeah, let's Heal Slasher. That'll give Spell Spear first strike. He can block with Historian if he wants to. Oh, hell! Damn it. Well, that's unfortunate. Ooh, that's not good either. So, yep, I can't block that. Sunder might help me out later, does not currently. We'll just keep in with the heal slasher. Yeah, it's too early for him to go for the chump block. So let's go ahead and do Sunder for the incubate token. He probably swings in with, oh, everything? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and make some blocks. I'm okay with losing those guys. These are all good trades for me. I mean, he will be able to get Butcher back from the graveyard, but I'm okay with that. Neither of those creatures are really worth saving with the intervention. Oh, and he can just get them both back. He is worth saving. So we'll make him pro-black. Unfortunately, I am completely shields down now, so if he's got another kill spell, I'm just dead. Opponent is apparently short on mana, so that does bode well for me. Yeah, I can't block. I'm tapped out. So we're racing? He's got something up his sleeve. All right. I don't think he can do 12 damage to me this turn, and I've got a really big Trampler coming at him next turn, so I don't really know what he does from here. And opponent misses yet another land drop. Let's see. If I swing with everything, I just get blown out, right? I think these two is the correct attack. Opponent's got to have some trick up their sleeve. Let's see. Tandem takedown is 2 green plus 1, so that's off the table. I honestly don't know what else it could be. Vengeant Earth. Okay, they're turning a land into a 4/4 to make blocks with. Very nice. So they're sacrificing a land. Sure, they're already mana screwed. I'll take out their land. We'll go ahead and keep my mountain in hand to bluff a combat trick. That is relevant at this stage in the game. And yep, that's all. Opponent doesn't have anything they can do. They kind of got mana screwed, unfortunately. But they had to do what they had to do to stay alive. And yeah, the game's not over till it's over. Alright, so apparently aggro is good in Limited. So yeah, We did really well. We went 7-2. One of our losses was to Mana Screw, which honestly just kind of happens. Um, but just we've got so many 2-drops. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Spell Spear go off. We almost did. We did get to see some good stuff with Invasion, I guess. I really don't know who our all-star of this would be. I mean, we saw Dusk Legion in the first couple games, but then never again. We didn't see Spell Spear until the very final game. We saw Hoplite exactly once. Honestly, our all-star on this deck is probably our removal package. We got a lot of removal in Pack 3, and that was very key to keeping our opponent kind of off balance. So that's where I would say our all-star was. We really didn't have a whole lot of like really big bombs. All we had really was Jeru and Hazret, which we saw exactly once. Alabaster Host Intercessor, which we got on the field exactly 0 times. So, I mean, as far as our bombs go, most of them were Build-A-Bomb with the backup mechanic, which is pretty good. Yeah, so aggro, definitely a good way to go. If you enjoyed this video, you want to see more draft content, give me a like, subscribe to my channel for all the content I do along with our Magic Concept series. Likes on the video definitely help push it through the algorithm to bring it to more people, get me out there, get the channel growing, and who knows, maybe we can see more of this. But let's see what we got here, since this was actually pretty quick. So we got almost 1,000 gems out of that versus a 750 entry, so we definitely made our money back on that. 2 March of the Machine packs. So let's go ahead and crack those, see what we get. And we get Invasion of New Capenna. We saw that wreck us in one of our games that, well, we got mana screwed. And we get Fairy Mastermind. Actually a pretty good card. It's pure card advantage is what that card is. It's like just pure card advantage. Pack 2. And we get Fuchsia, Judge of Valor, Preening Champion. I can't believe this is the first time I've gotten one of those. Deadly Derision. I love that card. Our rare is Invasion of Gobakon. We actually saw that one used against us. It's an early tempo play, turns into an anthem that just keeps building your creatures over and over. Very, very good card. Definitely love that. You can actually see that in my tempo deck that we built for the concept series. I've got that in there. So yeah, definitely some very good stuff. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, help me grow the channel, and we will see you in the next video.